What's up, Blue Chips? It is, what is today? Hump Day? Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday. Yep, Wednesday, April 8th. See what we got here. Don't put off for tomorrow what you can do today. Let's get to it. You're silly. Alrighty. Yes, I am live now. Thank you for asking. You're silly. What's up, Thomas? Good morning. Looks like the SPY is trying to move back up here. We are gapping up as of right now. You can see the yesterday's close was way down here. Made a pretty big move down. Where did we close? This is yet. See, I need to. Sometimes I still get these confused because I don't really use the low of day too much. So yeah, the dotted one is yesterday's close. I need to change the. Or no, that's right, because then the solid line. Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, we closed right here, which makes sense, around 265. We're gapped up to about 268. And yeah, it was actually kind of crazy. If you, let's take a quick look at the futures. I was looking at them last night before bed. Let me go full screen here. And I thought we were going to have a much bigger gap up, because if we scroll out here at 20 hours is the close, which I drew this line here. And we actually started gapping down right after the market closed. And then we came back up and we kept testing it as resistance. So I thought we were definitely on this push. We were going to come all the way back down and keep going. But as you can see, we actually made a higher low, which, can you see that? Yeah. And then look at what it did. The thing just ripped all the way up here. And now that's kind of where we are now. So when this happened, I was like, holy crap, we're going to have a pretty big gap up here. And we're going to maybe try to continue. And then literally right before I went to bed, look at what happened. I was just like befuddled. It was kind of what happened going into the close yesterday for the SPY. So it was quite interesting to look at. But yep, here we are. So I don't really have any charts up. Zishan, what's up? Hanzi, what's going on? Marketing, hello. Good luck to everybody that's here. And yeah, so we're just going to kind of let the scanners do their thing. We're going to look to make some trades and make some money. I'm also possibly, depending on what the SPY does, I'll get into it a little bit later because the bell's about to ring in 10 seconds about my long-term positions. But we'll see what the market does here at the open, and we'll go from there. So good luck, everybody. 3, 2, 1. There's the bell. Brayden, why don't you come in here, bud, and watch your tablet or keep playing with the Toy Story guys? Let mommy finish her job that she needs to get done, okay? I know you want to play, but can you just play in here until mommy's done her job?
I want my owl.
Well, you're gonna have to. You can amuse yourself just for a few. Why don't you just sit down and watch the tablet? Find one good show on there, and by the time that show's done, maybe we'll both be done. You never know. Sometimes you find a good show and you kind of get lost in it. Because you're good at that. You like watching your shows. Sometimes I'll talk to you while you're watching a show and you don't even respond to me because you're so invested. So I'm not really seeing anything right off the bat here. The SPY is actually attempting highs too, so I'm a little surprised. I didn't think that we might actually be on SSR for a few things this morning as well. I didn't really put that into consideration considering the drop there at the end of the day. But I guess really we didn't really go under the lows for most of these. I mean, the SPY did, so yeah, I mean, we'll see. I didn't really think of it. There goes the SPY. Looking at the other side of things here as well. This NVAX, man, the 60-minute on this is just bullish as anything. SPY kind of getting shut down here. APA. Made a nice move to the highs from yesterday there. We don't have any shares on this anyway. Reminds me. Toy Story is a really good show. By the way, for anybody that is new here, just tuning in, my name's Tim at Volatility Trading. At any given time, you have any questions, comments, concerns, all that good stuff, feel free to type it in the chat. I might not get to it right away, especially while we're busy trying to trade, but as things start to slow down a little bit, I will catch up and get right to you. The stream, it's nice to have, but it is not my main concern as we are trying to trade. I don't mind talking things out. It's kind of something I've gotten used to. But I try to give my full attention to trading as much as possible. I already have enough of my attention taken away from other things around the house. So EFC, this would be nice if we get a push up over the highs. Yes? What's on your tablet? There's draw. You gotta swipe up. Swipe up. He's saying something is up there. It's like blocking him. What is it? Oh, that's what I thought he was saying draw, so that's what I thought he was saying. Mommy, fix it, bud. Alright, so we got no shares here. Things are starting off a little slow here. SPY's are dipping a little bit, trying to get bought up now. The market is in kind of a awkward place here. Watching this EFC, would really like to see this blast through 9 here. Alright. SPY coming back up here a little bit. Scanners lighten up. Try to scroll through some of these. This CIM looks pretty nice. God, it's kind of in an interesting spot though, and it's on SSR. So AVR, we would have pulled up just like we did. We would have been looking for a little bit more anyway, so I'm not going to feel like we missed that one. This is the CIM I was talking about. SPY is actually getting pushed down. Wanted over 720 there. No, I don't make videos, GDT. I need to find a better response to that. I've come up with a few corny ones, but nothing that actually kind of sticks. Nothing that makes me laugh personally. What is going on this morning? This is like super slow. Alright. What do you want me to be transparent with, Vincenzo? I know you're kidding, but give me something. Yeah, show your bank account. LOL, be transparent. I have shown you my bank account when I made the withdrawal from CMEG. He needs some milk. I wish we would have got up there to 720 before it dumped. We only got the 716. The reason I'm saying 720 is because when I hit that 50-cent button, it gives us 20-cent range order. So we would have been looking for the retest to 7. But unfortunately, we didn't quite get it. I mean, it obviously would have been a winner if we would have got near high of day there, 692. It would have been close. We would have needed 712 or higher. Yeah, market is close heading into Friday. You're right. So that could be a good point. I've actually, now that, I mean, it's already kind of slow. We're only not even 10 minutes in. But I was thinking with my long-term positions, just because I'm working with a little bit of capital, that I might take that money back out of Webull and try to just increase my size a little bit, because I feel like the money that I would have to wait probably a year and a half, 2 years, maybe even 3 years to get the money that I'm thinking will eventually come from those stocks. I feel like I could make that a couple times day trading. So I feel like that money can be better used. So we'll see what I end up doing with it. But I was seeing if the market wanted to run today, and I was going to look to possibly exit the positions with a pretty good return. About over 25% return. We missed the big return day that with our first entries. We could have got out with a 66% return, but I honestly was, at the time, my mindset was a little bit different, but I should have realized that that was such a big bounce and such a good opportunity. But I mean, we're still pretty close to the same amount dollar-wise. We've just had to put a little bit more at risk to get there. So, like I said, we'll see what the market wants to do today. I do think the virus is going to slowly die off, but I think a lot of the prices on these stocks, like I know a really popular one right now is CCL for Carnival. And when you pull them up, I mean, we're at $12. The low is all the way down here at 8. This thing was up here at 50 before all of this happened. But you have to realistically think that once they get moving, their profits, their cash flow, their debt now that they took on, all of that, all these convertible notes, the bonds and stuff that they had to sell off just to stay afloat, that's all going to be factored into the price. So you cannot expect to go right back up to 50. If anything, a really good bounce would be like 25, 30. And that's a really good bounce, in my opinion. So to me, it's like, do I really want to wait 2 years just to get halfway back up, when in reality we already had a pretty good bounce and we pretty much got in at the lows for the most part on all of these stocks? So that's kind of where I stand with the thought process of that. DCP, I'd love to see this thing jump up to 650 here. It's a little bit low on the volume. I'm not a huge fan of that. Let's take a look at WMC, why this is going. DCP seems to be the only one that's really got an opportunity here. Let's see, OXLC. I gotta make sure some of these aren't higher priced, which none of them are, so. GLNG. GLNG could be interesting. Take a quick look at it. It's on SSR, but we would still need this to get a pretty quick move. Even though on the 60 minutes, it's at a pretty good resistance level here. If you want to look and see it, this is what I'm looking at here. These two support areas, and there was another one over here. Pretty much use this exact area. SPY is trying to get up back towards the highs. It actually did go high of day, it looks like. No, not quite. Tried to test it. If GLNG comes back up on the scanners, we'll look at it. CSTM here would be nice if we can get up towards 6. Volume here is kind of crap too. A random spike up here to the high of day from yesterday. Might be interested regardless of the volume.
Here at Grandpa Pig's Chickens, Sarah, Jemima, Vanessa, and Neville.
I need to put the chickens to bed. Night, night, chickens.
Not really looking like we're gonna get it here. I don't have a problem with the market being closed now. I started doing real estate on the side to keep me busy. Yeah, I mean, I have my kids, so I'm never not busy. I heard some auto company having a hard time right now, like Aston Martin is having trouble. I mean, I can't say I'm surprised high-end car companies like that having issues isn't really a surprise to me. I just saw EFC pop up on the other scanner. It's kind of frustrating. We wanted that move up towards 9. We would have definitely had a winner there. Not really a descending triangle either, but it's definitely kind of a failed ascending triangle, if anything. Not really an ascending triangle, more of like a flag that just kind of decided to go down. The MAC here. The high from yesterday at their 825. See if we can get up there and poke through it. There we go. It's actually a halt here at 826.
Susie Sheep has come to play with Pepper. Pepper loves Susie. Susie loves Pepper. They are best friends.
I'm going to try this one. See if it wants to double top. I don't like that it's right at 8, but we'll see. It's a pretty intense move. I thought we might have been able to wait a sec there to get 826 because the halt's there. So the halt right now is at 834, so we can't get stopped out before it halts currently. Just kind of looking for this to come back down and test the 8, obviously. Pretty quick move here. Just need that one quick little flush, test 8. Pretty decent move here. Getting a little spready. If it blows too high of day again here, the odds are we're going to get stopped out because we're most likely going to get that extension through yesterday's highs. So we'll see. Really, I mean, there's literally not one thing on my scanners going off right now. So may have FOMO'd into this one a little bit, but I kind of like the extension. We don't usually play double tops, but we can with the set risk, right? Because either we're right or we're wrong. So it's not a big deal.
I'm making chocolate chip cookies.
A little bit of bid prop in there on the level 2. We'll see what happens at that 812 area. See if it's still there if we come back down to it.
But he likes playing with Pepper more.
RLGY attempting to do something. If we do get down close to 8 and for some reason it's not starting to fill, I did put a rule in that if we get that close, I'll bring it down. I'll bring the stop down to break even. So like, yeah, so like right now if we get this close. So if we get this close, I don't really want to let it go all the way back against me. So now it can either be a break even trade or we end up getting the fill here. So we just need that poke down to 8. We're at 804. Just need that one more little push. Test 8. See what TRTX is doing. TRTX doesn't look too bad here. See if we can get a push up through 520. Oh, we're on the bid here. There we go. Got our fill there on MAC. Let's transfer over to TRTX here. See if we can get the move up through 520. This is right off the scanner. Everything I play, guys, is right off the scanner. Just sit here, be patient, let the scanner do its work, and that's how I find my trades. See if we can get up through 520 here on TRTX. Zishan. Yeah, the 35 concurrent viewers. I try to do that. That's for the Friday night live stream, which we are still gonna have this week, even though the market's closed. Still gonna run that through. I would love to see this go much higher than 520. I'm not gonna get in just because we're at 520. This thing, I'm looking over at the 60-minute. We're at some resistance here at 5, so. The SPY is getting dumped on at the moment. You know what? If we get 35 concurrent viewers in the morning stream, I'll do it here too. But we also have to have it over 20 likes. So 35 concurrent viewers, 25 likes. So don't forget to hit the like button when you guys come in here. It does help me out. It helps the YouTube algorithm push the stream, I think. I don't know. I'm just going off what I see on other YouTube channels. That's kind of what they say. So maybe if you all hit the like button, we can get up to 35 concurrent viewers. And what I've been saying is I drink these Balls energy drinks. I said if we get to 35 concurrent viewers, I would give 2 of these away to one of the lucky viewers that are concurrently watching the stream. So tell your friends, hit the like button, and maybe we'll do a giveaway here this morning. SPY is getting crushed. Take a look. I mean, it's not getting crushed, but I mean, it is coming down pretty hard. Yeah, my long-term positions too, by the way, if we do get a decent little pullback here, I don't know. We'll see if this 263.50 area holds. That's a pretty key area when you look at the hourly. You can see it right here. That's what we were using as support over here. You guys, that's what I use intraday. We look for previous resistance to go through and then come back down and test it. And that's exactly what we did here. Like if we scroll, let's see if we can scroll out all the way. Yeah. So right here you have this resistance at that 263.50 area. It came down and it tried to test it, and we're coming right back up. I don't know why that doesn't work anymore. Scroll, 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 scroll. Might have to ask about that because that's very annoying. There we go. All right. The TRTX is going the other way now. So that would have been a winner if we got that pop up through 520 if we would have entered, but we don't know if we would have. I would have probably been looking for a little bit more out of this one because it's a lower float. It's like 61 million. SWN here. Range is pretty crap. Volume's pretty good though.
It is morning. Pepper and George are going to Rebecca Rabbit's house today.
Mummy Pig can drive, and I'll do the map reading.
Are you sure, Daddy Pig? We always get lost when you do the map reading.
We won't get lost.
Okay. Is everybody ready?
Yes, Mummy Pig.
Then let's go.
Pepper and George are very excited. They've never been to Rebecca Rabbit's house before.
Daddy, are we nearly there?
The map says Rebecca's house is on the next hill. I don't understand. This should be where Rebecca Rabbit lives.
We must be lost. That's just this garden of carrots.
Where can Rebecca Rabbit's house be?
Hello, everyone.
See if we can't get something going. 31. We only need 4 more. But then we need the likes. AVT, we talked last night about the brackets. They still don't come up, but everything else worked. Up $9. Thank you again for your help. Yeah, no problem, man. That's confusing. Because as you see, when I hit my buttons, they work. Watching the range on this, there's no way we're going to get that move that we're looking for.
Rebecca's house is a bit different to Pepper's.
This is our bedroom. Wow. You have a bed and a window and a toilet, just like us. Of course. I like your house. I wish I was a rabbit. I know. Shall I teach you both how to be rabbits? Yes.
EFC popping up here on the scanner again. Where are we at with that? So it's coming off the bottom. It didn't actually alert yet, but I just saw it getting close to it. That's something we can watch. What is this? All right, I'm gonna start looking at the high day scanner here. See if we can't find anything off of this. I can't believe I is $1 now. we were trading that up in the 20s not that long ago. That's crazy.
There's one room
They come and they go.
kings and queens long ago.
So this THC would be nice, but it's just grinding away. Hence, we haven't seen it on the regular scanner. All right, EFC looks like it's trying to move here a little bit. See if we can get them to move up towards high of day.
Hello, Mummy Pig.
Would love to see this get some. Oh, never mind. Oh, look at that spread. 20-cent spread. $8 stock. That's never good. Yeah, sure for sure. I don't understand why it wouldn't work if you're literally copy pasting the script. Because I'll tell you what these do. So this CXL all sim, that's just cancel all the orders that you have in place. The route, you're just setting it to limit. The price equals the ask. Share, that's how many shares that you want based on whatever calculation that you put in. TIF equals day just means that you're looking to trade it intraday. Camden, thank you. He's trying to draw on the wall with the markers. How does he keep getting the markers?
I don't know. You could get up and get it. That would be helpful.
They didn't have television then.
It's $8 million, okay? Like, and it's due in a couple hours. I told you I was gonna be like this, and then I told you I wasn't gonna be able
You
to help.
said it's already done.
There's conversations, there's wheeling and dealing. It's a lot more than it just being done.
Anyways, TIF equal day, that just means it's intraday. Sell equals send. Hold on, let me see what MTDR is doing. Yeah, the range here isn't that great. yeah, our walls are pretty full of them as well. That's true, Thomas. I didn't think about that. Let's see what TRTX does here real quick, and then we'll continue trying to figure out your issue there, Shore. So we're at high of day. This popped right up on the scanner. We know this thing can move, obviously, right? Look at the whipsaw action we've already had.
Hello, Mummy Pig. Are you returning these books? Yes, Miss Rabbit.
Sure, for sure. Are you on the current software? Do you know? You can check by going to the main,
Naughty and borrowed the book.
this main area. Go to Tools, Auto Upgrade, and then check and see if you're on the latest software. There's a couple holes in the wall. Like for Christmas, we used some double-sided sticky tape. And when we went to take it off and I was pulling it down, I guess the drywall is just weak, or the paint that they had used was not that great, and it just came right off. So I do have to still fill those. It's one of my projects to do while we're home. There's just been so much going on. So I was really looking for TRTX to explode up there to 550 through high of day, but as you can see, it's sort of a fake out right now.
Look what I found. Further adventures in the world of concrete.
Here's a red monkey book. But this is a different story. It might be more fun. Once upon a time, there was
5 more views, guys. 5 more viewers. 11 more likes, and we'll do a giveaway here this morning. See if we can't get there. MRSN up there on the high of day scanner here. Floats 33 mil.
This is the hospital. Pepper and her friends have come to visit Pedro Post.
You can fit your finger in it. Oh, I have actual holes in the wall in my bedroom from when we moved in, believe it or not. It was from them they had hung a TV, and when they were taking the TV out, I guess they had some issues. They tried to take the bracket, and there's just like 4 humongous holes. ARMK chilling here on the scanner. It's a little bit slower, almost no volume.
The plaster cast helps
I love the chart though, right? Previous resistance, expanded through. See if we can't get a move up. If it wants to make one more little move up here, the volume really sucks though. The volume and the moves in general right now just absolutely suck.
Mr. Potato, a carrot. I drawn a muddy puddle. Wow! Thanks, everyone. You can draw a muddy cluster too. Okay, I'll draw a little flower. Thank you, Pedro. Pedro, what's it like being in hospital? It's great. What do the nurses like? They give me stickers. And they come whenever I press this.
Before ants or something come out? I mean, it's up in the bedroom. They can't. It's like one of the middle walls. It's not like leading outside or anything. So
we are very busy.
I've got a bit of an itch.
Even if your leg is itching, we can't
so nothing's really moving too crazy here.
better.
It's not my leg,
Yeah, I can take a look at the Tesla chart 1 sec.
ear.
Is that better?
Yes, thank you.
This is Dr. Elephant, the dentist. Hello, Pepper. Brushing your teeth.
So true.
Good.
Let's see. this is not really doing what we wanted to do. The volume there is crap. So, I mean, if I really wanted to look at the Tesla chart, I could have just pulled up the SPY. What are you looking at here, Zishan? It looks just like the SPY chart for the most part. What's that? You don't hear anything?
Dr. Elliot uses a little mirror to look at everything.
That's because you're drawing. There's something to hear.
It is
You gotta actually hit the stuff if you want to hear.
mouth is wide open. All done. What lovely clean features.
She takes after me.
So again, we will be here tomorrow as well. I'll put the video out for the one trade this morning. Hoping to still get another trade here, but it's been slow since 10 minutes into the market, so I'm not really expecting anything crazy. But that's the beauty of the scanners. All we need is that one stock out of every single one of them to just give us a nice little move, and that's all we need. That's all we're looking for. And technically, I'm sitting here scrolling through charts, but that's just what I do. You don't really have to. You could literally sit here and do something else until you hear the scanners go off, and just go look at the scanners and be like, oh, okay, EVRI, it's going off. Let's take a look, and then there you go. So it's pretty amazing at what these scanners do. I really do. I know I talk about them a lot. It's just because I love them. I can't trade without them. I don't know where I'd be without them. I mean, obviously, I would either be trying to use other scanners, which I've used trade ideas in the past, and they don't compare at all. They have the window where it just constantly alerts you. You can make the windows where it has something similar to what ISW does, where it keeps like a top window, but it doesn't have the formula, or the intensity behind it. So a lot of the people that use trade ideas, they have what do they call it, the Momo scanner, and that thing just literally is constantly going off like 3-4 times for one stock. So that thing's going so fast that you have to try to keep up with it, and a lot of times you pull those up and it's not really what you think it is. So foul smell in the air, that would be trade ideas. Balls. Laura Ballard probably thinks about putting balls in her mouth all the time. So for full reference, that sounded really bad. That's my mother, so I can get away with saying that. It's not some random viewer. But I mean, I guess that's still kind of weird. Whoops. Hi, Mom. Your son enjoys putting balls in his mouth. Your other son, Justin. Yes, Justin. My brother's name is Justin. That's why I hate you so much. I'm just kidding. I love you like a brother. THC here. It's on the scanner, but not for intensity. I mean, it's at a 7 out of what we look for is 20. Did it, so short, that's awesome to hear that you updated. Did it work? Did the bracket orders work? Obviously, you can test it on any stock. Just do the drop-down menu here, change to the demo, and then you can try it out. Yeah, I stopped using trade ideas. This month was my last month, finally, LOL. The only thing I like about it is you can go back in time and see the scanner from yesterday. Well, it's going to look real bad, but it's because I changed my filters here on the tracker. But this is everything that you see on the Plus i3 scan, this right here. Everything that gets alerted, well, let me just show you guys. Actually, I didn't really, I mean, I did put that at 500K, but that shouldn't, let me try refreshing the window. But what will come up on here, for some reason, it's not today, but usually this is full of all the past alerts from the day. And as you can see, it'll tell you the alert time that it had. So the reason that this is good is because you can take that, and if you miss a para, like if there's a lot going on all at once, all that good stuff, you can check out the tracker and you can go back and check those out after the fact and really see what's going on, and you could possibly get some descending triangles and stuff like that. But I know what you're saying. You're looking for the, like, maybe even a couple days from a couple days ago. So, and that's one of those things. Yeah, it is nice. It is not a feature of ISW. Could be in the past. It's something I could bring up to Brian maybe to add, but I know he's not going to be interested in that. He's very interested in the present, not the past, and he'll tell you all the time. The i3 scans, it's an algorithm that, you know, he put together to find these intense moves, and at the same time, you don't really need to modify it because it works. It's plain and simple. It just works. So the Trade Ideas platform is very catered towards people that are looking to, like, really make a scanner for their niche, right? They have the availability to make a scanner based on all the EMAs, the indicate, like every possible indicator you could think of and stuff like that. They cater to that, and that's why they get a lot of people, because you get these 90%ers, and a lot of the people that are part of that 90%, they're like, this is exactly how I want to trade, and Trade Ideas can do that for me. When in reality, that strategy might not work. It may, and who knows? There could be other issues, you know, with that trader that's preventing them from being profitable. But they will literally buy Trade Ideas just because it can try to find this little niche. And the thing is, with the intensity scans, it's literally just saying, hey, these are the stocks that are moving the most intensely at this given point in time. The odds are this is going to make a reversal pretty soon, right? That's the whole premise of the intensity stockwatch scanners. Hey, making an intense move, look for a reversal. Whether you're looking to play the front side like I do, looking for the dips, or just the straight up reversal, whether it's looking for descending triangles. Now keep in mind, this works the other way. The minus I3 scan, which you can see right here, it works the other way. So like if we pull up I real quick, you can see, look, it just made a big intense move to the downside. I mean, granted, this is within its range, obviously. There's every range or every stock is going to have a different range. But as they get alerted, it works both ways. So you could be looking for the stocks to make a big intense move to the downside and scoop it up. So it's the same thing. And then if you miss it, that's where the tracker comes in. And you can look to maybe play the ascending triangle as it's moving back up. Like there's so many different ways that you can use the intensity stockwatch scanners, because the intense moves give you solid price action. That's the whole point of it. Where when you're looking for that little niche scanner with Trade Ideas, you're really looking for something so specific that it's going to be pretty hard to put together. And I remember, because that's exactly what I was doing when I first started trading. I got Trade Ideas. I tried to put a scanner together for like when the 9 crossed the 20 while it was inside or outside the Bollinger Band, the top and bottom Bollinger Bands. And like I tried to do all that, and it's just stupid. The price action, the current price action, the chart is what tells you what's going to happen. The chart is always going to tell you what's going to happen. You don't need all those different indicators. Now, I agree, people like to use them, and that's fine. They're guides. But you always have to remember that all of those indicators are the past, right? Brian himself, when thinking of ISW and how he trades, he thinks of the present. And that's, to me, that's always been something that was a light bulb moment for me, because I always had a hard time with that, trying to figure out how to kind of trade in the present, because I'm always looking behind. It's like, well, this is making an intense move. It might keep going. But you can't think of that, right? You have to think this is an intense move. The odds are it's going to reverse, right? You have to put the probabilities in your favor. That's what we're looking to do here. So anyways, that was my little spiel about the scanners. But like I said, I use them day in and day out, and it's just kind of my pride and joy when it comes to trading, because I literally can just sit here and wait for it to do something. And I would have shut up at any given moment there if we would have had something go off, but nothing has went off. It's a very slow morning. So like MNK, this thing's been on the scanner, but it's been down around like a 13, like 10 to 13, because this thing's just grinding, right? Nowhere have we had like an actual intense move here on MNK. This is all just grind. So unless you really get that nice extension candle, It is what it is. But I will tell you right now, this does look like a common pattern that you see, right? Start to grind, and then you start to get a couple bigger candles, and you usually get some kind of a pullback. And if it wants to continue, it will. And I'm sure if you put this is where it's going to be funny, because this is what a lot of people look at. So if I put the 8 on here, look at it. It's basically riding the 8 up. A lot of people love that 8 moving average. But as you can see, we're starting to get a little extended away from that. So when people start to see that, they're like, I'm not going to buy up here, right? That's a little too extended. And then that's why you end up getting the pullback. So it's always good to know, even if you're not using indicators, how they work. And if you go back and watch my early videos, like when I very first started, before I even started making videos, this is all I did. My charts looked like spaghetti because I was trying everything. And it's just how you learn, right? Now I know what a lot of traders are looking for, and there we go, we get the pullback. Because I've been there, I've done that, right? The experience. That's why you can't just jump into this like some gurus say with $500 and turn it into, $50,000 in a couple of weeks, because you don't have the experience. You don't know that when people are buying these breakouts, that when it looks like this, you're most likely going to get a reversal or at least a pullback, right? So you start buying, you end up being the one that buys up here at the top because you think this is going to the moon. And then it pulls back and you're like, holy crap, it's going against me. And then you sell, and then it was just a pullback, and then it ends up going high of day again, right? I've been there. I'm sure a lot of people have. So that's why I always tell everyone, just risk management so that you can stay around long enough to understand these things and get the experience. I haven't even been doing this for 2 years yet, but I've made this my life. Like, I love this, like, with a passion. This is definitely my passion at this point, and I am doing everything I can to learn everything about it so that we can become successful with it. So, yeah, there we go again, another little rant. It works great. These brackets are game changers. I came out of the trades too early all the time, and this will help. Trust me. LOL. Well, I'm glad that helps, man. Yeah, what Shore is talking about, when you guys saw me place my order, at the same time it put automatic bracket orders in there for my risk to reward. And yeah, I sent him these hotkey scripts that I use for that, and apparently it works. Vincenzo, you will always be my passion. All I think about every day is Vincenzo laying down and nothing but pepperonis on top of him so that I can eat them. I'm such a pervert sometimes. And I have just a dirty sense of humor. I'm not really a pervert. Blame my mom. She comes in here, says balls, and then just leaves. That should give you a little insight to my my life. Team Light Skin success is full. What do you mean it's full? Watching EFC here again, kind of in an ascending triangle. So we take a look here. Keep an eye on this, looking for a breakout. This channel's taking a weird direction. Yeah, sorry about that. It's one thing that I've always prided myself on. There was a point in my life where I just realized that, beating around the bush and stuff like that, it's just pointless, right? Just be blunt, be honest, be truthful, be transparent. The more you can do that, the easier it is, right? Because you're not actively trying to hide anything. You're just doing your thing. And the more because at any point in time, if somebody asks me a question, I can answer it because I'm literally just giving you the answer, right? But if you constantly lie about something, you tend to forget what you lied about, and you end up coming with it, and you end up it's stupid. I did it my whole life. I grew up a liar. My dad is a pathological liar. I'm gonna ask anybody in my family about that. He means well. It's the stupid things, especially like when it comes to sports. There was one thing where there was like a stat that came up on ESPN one day. This was years ago, and it was like the question was how many safeties have ended football games, American football games, and he was like 3. Like he just said it right away. He was like 3, and so I looked it up on my phone without him knowing. And it wasn't 3. I want to say it was 1, I think. I don't even remember. This is just one of the 100 times I've done this, by the way. I'm not bad talking to him. I'm just calling him a pathological liar. I said he means well. He's a good person. But he just has a problem with lying about stupid stuff. And so I was like, I don't think it's 3. And he's like, oh, I know it's 3. And I was like, all right. I even went one step further. I was like, all right, name the games. And he just like randomly starts naming 3 games. Like he knew. And I'm just like inside like laughing. And when you do things like that, it does kind of give you some insight to how, a certain person is. But, it just made me laugh. But it was times like that, and it just makes you realize that it's really not worth it. Especially when you see the impact that it makes on others around you. What is the chart history like? Could you click on the daily, please? What are you talking about, Team Light Skin? What chart? I have if I go full screen, I can show you. I have the 60-minute and the daily chart next to my 2-minute chart for each of these. So still looking for this EFC to possibly explode here. As you can see, it tried right here. If that would have went straight to 9, that would have been a fake out, right? That was too big of a move. We need this thing to consolidate more. We got some movement here. Let's do it down on the bottom chart real quick. NRZ possible. Tilray making a nice move. Unfortunately, we don't have any shares there. Okay, here we go. High of day. EFC. Still need to get over that pre-market high of 893. But technically, we just broke through the ascending triangle, right? Because we're using this line here because we had previous resistance 3 times. This pre-market high is just that. Real quick, take a look at Tilray while we're waiting. This is a nice move. This is something that we would want to play up over 720, but we don't have any shares, so it's a lower float too. Well, actually, it's 78 mil. I thought this was a little bit lower. Can you believe this thing went all the way down to 250 area? 243, it looks like. Might have been the low. You look at the daily. This is the one that was up at 300. Look at that. That's crazy. I was here for that day. I just remember grabbing popcorn and watching it. So obviously we wouldn't have been in this yet because I've been sitting here watching this and this wasn't done. This was still moving up. I'm just saying we would have been looking for it over 720. So we definitely would be interested here. We'd be feeling it out. You can still see that we're moving up. So right now it's starting to feel toppy. I'd be giving us that right there. I would have hit it. Right when I saw the ash drop a little bit there, that's when I would have hit it. Because that's usually when people are like, okay, we're kind of at a top. So 35, I think the bid was at 31 when it was there. So 50 cent 31. So we'd be looking for 11 by 51. So let's see what happens here. But again, right off the scanner, big intense move, looking for the reversal, right? So you feel out the top there. 730, I'm pretty sure it was 731 was on the bid. So if we would have hit the bid there, oh, there was a big bid that popped in there. It's actually looking like our good thing here. Because when you get big orders pop up like that, people that are in this really big on the long side, they see that and they take that liquidity, right? That's their opportunity to not drop the price and get a pretty big fill there. So 17, we're sitting at 11, right? 11 by 51. So we're 16, we're coming down. We're this close. We're dropping our order to break even, our stop order. So we're at 31. So this is a green, it's a green or break even. There we go. 10. Don't know if we would have got filled there because sometimes it takes the ask to come down through. Well, we'll see what happens here. I would like, if the ask gets down to 11, we'll know for sure that we would have got filled. But you saw it was down at 710 there for a second. Whether we would have got filled, I don't know. Could have been one of those situations. But we definitely would have been in this if we had shares. We don't. This is part of the reason I want to open an account over at IB, because I know Brian's in it right now, so we could have been in this.
Oh dear, Daddy Pig has dropped the car keys down a drain.
So ideally, we'd like to see this come back down, get that ask to say 7-Eleven, just to be 100% sure that we would have got that fill before we get up there to 31, because 31 is where we would stop out. That's one of the situations, too, where we don't really know what would have happened.
Must be deeper than I thought.
The stick is not long enough to reach the
Because we weren't in the trade, so we obviously don't know if we would have got the fill or not. But you did see the bid go down below it. Now, granted, if we were on a real broker and we were using more than 100 shares or 100 shares or more, we definitely would have got the fill because we actually would have been on the books there. So there is that too. Look at somebody's trying to prop this down. This is why you don't believe the level 2, by the way. See somebody propping up here 28,000 shares here at 722. I bet you if we get up to 722, that disappears. See if somebody sells into this order or if it props it up. Little lesson here with level 2 if it happens. But I bet you if we get up to 722 that this disappears. This order is real. This is, I think, somebody trying to cover who hit the top and now they're just trying to get out. There they go. They're getting filled. They're a lot happier at the moment. Ross is pump and dumping this? Oh, well, there you go. So this is this is probably one of the big boys that's also in Ross's room, just messing with him. And look, now they moved it down a cent just to make it look like they're legit. Okay, we're on the bid again. 7-11, 12. All we need is to ask to say 11, and we'll know that we would have got our fill. Nope, still didn't. It's just 7-12. Just get that push through 7-10 real quick. 15. Or 7-10 I meant to say. I think I said 7-12. How do you know Ross is pump and dumping this, Zishan? 14. See that quick push through 7-10. I just want to verify that we would have had a winning trade here in Tilray. 13. Come on, let's go. One little push. Again, we could have already had our fill. The bid already went through 7-11. Here we go, 12 again. All we need to do is see 11. 10 there. Just need to, come on, click down. Just one. There we go. All right, and we definitely would have had a winner right there at 7-11. 7-Eleven donuts. Nom, 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 nom. But as you can see, that's how you do it, guys. I mean, I pretty much walked you through exactly what I'm looking for, right? Previous resistance right off the scanner. This thing popped up on the scanner, gave us a nice alert. We felt the top. We let this thing continue until we felt the top. I felt it right there around the highs of 740. We jumped in. It was actually like a 4 or 5 cent spread there. So we put ourselves at an immediate disadvantage too, because I think the ask was at 736 and we jumped in when the bid was at 731. We could go back and look just to make sure, but 731 ended up being our entry. So we were looking for the 20 cents both ways. So we were at 711 and the stop was at 751. And as you can see, we obviously pretty much hit the top there and we would have won. This also would have worked for a 2-to-1 as well. Why IB Broker? I just saw you ask that as well, Zishan. Just because right now they seem to be the best for shorts. Shorts available. So that's the main reason. And I've used them in the past and I didn't mind them. The only problem is if I'm going to have them as a separate account, I would also have to pay for DOS there as well, which kind of sucks. So I'm thinking about just trying to use their platform for a little bit, which will kind of suck because they don't have the hotkeys. I mean, they have hotkeys, but I don't think they have them to where you can set them up like this on DOS where it can just automatically set a bracket order. Oh, just your guess. Gotcha. I was in MRSN. Let's take a look. Dang, Ty fought THC. So MRNS, you are in this? Why are you? What is this? This thing has 41,000 volume on the day. Take a look here.
Everyone has crossed the pretend crocodile
MRS. Oh, I'm on the wrong stock. I was like, what the heck? All right. So marketing, do you want some advice?
Crawl through a dinosaur's legs, Grampy Rabbit.
I don't hate your trade, but I see you making the same mistake that I made a long time ago. By a long time ago, I mean like 6 months ago. But I am more than willing to give you a little tidbit of advice if you want it. So, just so you guys know here, let me pull this up so you guys can see. Where is it? Okay. So, what you did, your entry was... Let me pull this up over here. I can see it. So your entry was right at 9. All right. So your entry was here. Let me go a little bigger. That's too big. So this guy. What the heck? That was like too far in between. All right. So your entry was here. And then you had another entry here. And then one more here. Okay. So my advice, I don't hate your trade, right? Kind of consolidated here and then moved higher on a pretty decent move. But what you had to realize, and this again, this is something I did all the time. So it went against you. Let's just clear these. But I was just letting everyone else see where your entries were. So you had that entry over here at 9. This thing went up against you, kind of let it go against you, and then it consolidated, kept trying to come down below, and it just didn't, right? Starts making these little bit of higher lows. When this thing went high of day and broke this resistance here at 928, right? 925, 925. So 925, actually. So 926. Right there, you just got to cut it. You could maybe try, and I've done this in the past where I try to let it fake out and see if it'll come back down. But that's burned me so many times as well where I'll let it go and then the thing just rips. Like it'll go right up to 950, it'll blast through 950 and squeeze all the way up to 10. And now I'm sitting in a trade where if I would have just cut it where I was supposed to, we would have been fine. But when you have a grinder like this and you don't cut it, now you add and then it just consolidates and grinds higher. And then you add one last time right in here. And then when it finally breaks that area, you're finally like, okay. Where if you would have just cut it down here, you could have re-entered back up here, and now look, you'd be in a nice winning trade. So one of the biggest things that I've learned is when you get into a trade looking for it to fall over, if it doesn't want to fall over, especially after testing those highs multiple times, when it finally does go through those highs, it's just, that's where the risk management comes in. That's where the risk management comes in. You got to just cut it. That's my personal opinion. That's how I trade it now, and how you traded it is exactly how I used to trade it. So take that for what it's worth, but just maybe a little something else to look for in your future trades. All right, done for the day. Market is open tomorrow as well. Yes, the market is open tomorrow. I'm also done for the day as well. It's 10:30. I will not be here Friday, obviously, for the live stream in the morning because the market is closed, but we will be still having the Friday night live stream. So don't forget to tune in for that. Get one last little dose of the stock market before we head into the weekend. Yeah, MMA Vesh days. That's exactly true. MTSI, OCX, LYV. I could ramble off some tickers where I did exactly like you did marketing, and yeah. But it's a very common pattern where you see exactly this, and it ends up extending through after it formed that resistance. So when it finally goes through, unless you're looking to really slow add into this, just playing the long reversal, it's not a really good play because this thing was never really super extended anyways, right? Decent extension here. It did give you a couple opportunities to get out under 9, but I know you were looking for it to roll over, maybe even test this previous resistance. But once you realize it's not going to do that and it goes through those highs, that's when you use your risk management and just cut it, right? You got to accept the loser sometimes. Yep, it's Easter this weekend. That is very true. But all right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Don't forget to hit that like button on the way out. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well. Hit the little post notification bell as well, so that way when I do go live, you will know when I go live. And have a good rest of your hump day. You know, if you have a spouse, maybe go, you know, partake. And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Peace.